All right, we'll open it up for questions for Coach.
Coach, how do you think the ladies played in the first half? I think that was your largest lead at the half in Big 12 play.
Yeah, I thought they played really well. I thought they executed well. They really tried to do what we asked them to do in our defensive game plan. And offensively, I thought they played at a really good pace. They helped each other score. There were some specific mismatches we were trying to get to. And I was really pleased with the way that they played.
What happened in that second half? It seemed like it flip-flopped for the two teams.
For sure. Well, the first 5 minutes of the second half is really the difference. I mean, we give up a 9-point lead in a matter of less than 5 minutes. And it's an intensity level. It's a focus factor. It's, just handling success, maybe, just figuring out how to handle that success and continue to just do what we were doing in the first place. We lost a couple of kids early in those first 5 minutes, and you just can't do that against really good players. I mean, they're going to knock things down when they get loose.
Coach, in terms of just kind of looking at the season as a whole, since this was the regular season finale for you, do you kind of feel like this, I know minus the second half, was the best first half that y'all have played, just especially with the way that you've talked about the process and the girls kind of figuring things out and you getting some balanced scoring for the first time from everyone here?
Yeah, I did think that we played really together. And I thought that we shared the basketball, and I thought we showed our offensive execution that we could really execute. And I thought that we, like I said, stuck to our defensive game plan really well. So yeah, I do. I feel like, they're playing some really good basketball, but it's March and everybody's playing good basketball. And so, the elite kind of rises to the top right there. And, and we're still trying to figure a few things out, particularly for an extended period of time.
Can you speak to what Maddie Williams was able to do tonight? Obviously someone that was probably a big focus on your game plan, but it seemed like she was still able to find ways to get open, like you had mentioned, and kind of get her points.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, she's a great player and she's really difficult to defend one-on-one. But we really had to focus a lot of attention on Taylor Robertson and Gabby Gregory, really, and the 3-point line. That was where our focus was the 3-point line. And we kind of had to take the philosophy of, we would give up 2s rather than 3s. And not that we were purposely trying to let her score it by any means, but I think she just made really big plays. And she was pretty fresh and just played, shot the ball really well from the perimeter.
Coach, I know we talked earlier in the year about some of those games where, there might be a down quarter or a stretch and you wanted to see that complete game. Where does it feel as the head coach to see it? It's one thing early in the year, but to see it in the regular season finale, is that a different feeling than maybe seeing that in January or December or early in the season like that?
I'm not really sure I understand your question.
Because I don't know, is it more frustrating just seeing that, late in the year? Because earlier when you were talking about, you're saying, it's kind of a growth that we're looking for to string a whole game together, get a first half and second half, and just to be able to see that, today in the regular season finale, was that more of a frustration?
Well, I mean, I think that basketball is a game of runs, and a game of momentum. And I felt like we had it in the first half. I felt like in the first 5 minutes of the second half, they got it. And then I thought it was a great ball game. I mean, it's a 1-possession game with 2 minutes to go, and I think we had a negative possession here or there and let the gap become a 2-possession game. So, I felt like they probably had a couple of possessions in the first half that helped us get on a run. So it's really just a matter of responding to the momentum and the adversity. And I thought we really did a pretty good job of that for the most part, because we could have let it spiral out of control in the third quarter. And I didn't think we did that at all.
And going beyond this game a little bit, since your team doesn't have a whole lot of games to reschedule, you now get a little downtime. What's the focus before the tournament, just having some of these, where you don't have games later in the week?
Yeah, well, we got to stay in a rhythm. First of all, I mean, 10 days off is a lot before you go into a conference tournament. So we definitely want to get our legs back under us, and then we want to try to probably make as much of a game-like week as we can, and then start really preparing for our opponent. So we will definitely get some rest, but at the same time, we've got to stay in some type of rhythm.
Kind of along the same lines as Ryan, and this is my final question, Coach. What was the message to your team now, knowing that the season's over and it's really win or go home now for y'all?
Yeah, well, we just talked about that. I think that we've learned a lot. We've had to grow through a lot, and we've had a lot of just unknowns happening throughout the season, and now it's one of those situations where I think we've kind of proven that, with the exception of maybe the Baylor and Iowa State games, that we can play with anybody in our conference, but we've got to find a way to beat them. And so these first couple of rounds in the conference tournament, we really got to go in with the mindset that we belong there and that we want to advance. And we've got to capture some March Madness magic and play with a lot of pride. We have a lot to be proud of and a lot to prove. And I think that these girls will rise up and do that.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.